Welcome to another video. I am the Starman and it's a bit of a quick one, this video. Now this week we've got a full moon and I always look out for the full moon because I want to see if I can photograph the full moon rising or maybe it's setting, but because we've had such bad weather lately I'd kind of given up all hope on it. But anyway, it's Wednesday morning and I've just looked out and it's nice and clear, and guess what, there's a massive big full moon hanging in the western sky this morning. I cannot believe it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out to the promenade. Now I live in Blackpool, of course. Now one thing I've never done, I've certainly never caught it on camera, is the moon setting over the sea as low, and I mean touching the sea. I've seen the moon go low down over the sea and then disappear in the cloud. I want to see if I can capture the moon going down over the sea and actually touching the sea. It's a bit of a long shot, but I want to have a go and see if I can do it. But anyway, I just want to show you this over here. Just look at this. Can you see that street light there? Well, just under that street light, can you see that there? That's the moon. Absolutely amazing. How amazing is that? Can I catch that going down over the sea? Let's see if I can do it, shall we? Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to head to the promenade. I'm going to head straight to Blackpool Promenade and I'm going to set my camera up and let's see if I can capture the moon going down. It's going to be quite dark because the sun does not rise until half an hour after moonset, so it's going to be pretty dark. So there's not really any point in me trying to capture the moon over the landscape or behind the tower or anything like that, because the tower or anything like that would not stand out as the moon sets because it would be too dark. But I'm going to see if I can capture it going down over the sea and see if I can get it touching the water, because that would be amazing. Right, okay, I've made it to Blackpool Promenade and we're now looking at the famous Lindeen Hotel, the big blue hotel. It's not lit up at the moment. Look at all those cars parked outside. It must be really busy. Anyway, just look at this out here. Just look at that view. Now, we're all used to getting spectacular sunsets here in Blackpool, but it's not often we get the chance to see a full moon going down over the sea. Absolutely spectacular. Doesn't that look amazing? Let's see how far we can catch it going down. Is it going to disappear into cloud? We'll have to wait and see. Okay, so I'm going to get my camera out now. I'll put my telephoto lens on and I'll start filming it and maybe take some pictures, and we might just get the moon touching the horizon. Wouldn't that be amazing? I can't believe that I've never done it before, or I've never done it on camera anyway. Can you see Blackpool Tower? I am now down on the sea wall. I've come down here just to get away from the glare of these lights here. And we're looking towards Blackpool Tower. In fact, this was the area where I took my famous electric Blackpool shot. I'll just show you now on the screen. The lightning strikes over Blackpool was taken from right here. But just look at this here. Just look at that there. That is absolutely amazing. That is setting almost due west from Blackpool. It couldn't be more central. Now the moon does move around, you know, every time it goes around, every time, you know, every day. When the moon sets, it sets in different places. It could set over here, it could set over there, and that's because the moon is very close to us. And it takes 27.3 days for the moon to make a complete orbit of the Earth, but it takes another 2 and a bit days for it to get back to the same phase, because it won't be in the same phase. Okay, now sorry about the soft picture. It's very dark down here. Now I've just taken a picture of the moon. I've taken a few pictures of the moon just to try and get a clear shot. The shutter speed is very slow, so I have to take a few pictures. I'm using a long focal length. I'm using a telescope, an 80mm refractor. Focal length is 550mm, so it's quite a long focal length, and with a slow shutter speed I've got the camera on a tripod, but there's a bit of wind and that's vibrating the telescope a little bit, so I had to take a few shots just to make sure one of them comes out. Now can you see how the moon is kind of tilted? The face of the moon is tilted over, right over, as we see it setting to the west. It's not something you see that often, you know, but that's just the way that it looks. You know, when it goes down, we get to see it tilted over like that. Looks absolutely amazing. It also looks quite yellow as well because of the thick atmosphere that we're seeing it through when it gets low down like this. Hey, you can even see the reflection in the sea now. Doesn't that look spectacular? Okay, so as I feared, I said this might happen. It's sinking into cloud. Look at that. Can you see that? There's a gas rig out there as well, just to the lower right of the moon, and we're losing the moon. Oh, we're losing it into the cloud. This is what I'm talking about. It happens nearly every time, and this is why we rarely get to see the moon perfectly over the sea. It's dipping into the cloud. So it looks like we've lost the moon, but it might come back out again. I'll hang on. Anyway, I forgot to tell you, it's just after 7 o'clock, and if I look up here, I saw Orion before, the famous constellation of Orion, and it's just over here. And can you see this bright star here? That is the bright star Sirius, the brightest star that we can see in the sky. And Orion is just up here. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, Orion. The best time to see Orion at the moment is in the morning, because it's a bit too early in the evening, but we will see it in the winter towards the south. So that's Orion for you. Anyway, the moon has now completely disappeared, I'm afraid, but I'm going to hang on. You never know, it might just pop out again. We might just see it near the horizon. We'll wait and see, shall we? I'll tell you what, those seagulls are noisy. It's like Alfred Hitchcock around here at the moment. Anyway, look at that sky now over there. It's getting really bright now. The sun will be up soon. In about, I don't know, about half an hour or so. But I'm afraid my attempt to capture the moon going down over the sea has ended a little bit early. Can you see that gas rig out there? It would have looked spectacular going down behind that gas rig, wouldn't it? But unfortunately, you can see there's some very, very low cloud that's just got in the way just before it touched down. Can you see? It's literally about 2 degrees above the horizon. If I stretch out my finger there, that's barely 2 degrees above the horizon before the moon disappears. Yeah, so like I said before, we often get most amazing sunsets here from Blackpool. We see them very, very often, but to see a full moon go down over the sea like this is very, very rare. Like I say, I've rarely seen it myself. It's nearly always going to have never had the perfect shot of the moon going down touching the sea like the sun. It's extremely rare to see, because you nearly always get that cloud. But I'll be trying again sometime, certainly. I'll be looking out for it again, and we'll have another go another time. Hey, I tell you what, it's getting really bright now. Look at this sky now. We're now on 20 past 7, and this is the time that the moon is actually set, and we can't see anything at all. There you go. Anyway, if you don't try these things, you don't get, like I said before. And it still looked pretty spectacular until it went into that cloud, and I got a couple of photographs before it disappeared. Anyway, I hope you liked this video, even though things didn't quite go to plan. And if you do, hit the like button, and also hit subscribe and tick the bell for notifications of new videos, and I will see you again on the next one.